guys, I'm J Marie and welcome back to my channel. I do a lot of hair, beauty, and lifestyle videos, and I would love for you to join my fam. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, and also turn your post notification bell as well. Today's video, I'm going to be doing an update on my nose piercing. I did my nose piercing at home with the Amazon kit, and it's been about a month now since I've done the piercing, and everything is fine with my piercing. I have no problem, and I got a lot of feedback from you guys from the video, a lot of questions. First, I want to talk about the earring kit itself. The earring is made out of a steel. It does not say if it's stainless steel or if it's surgical steel, but it also mentioned that it's nickel free. So the ring itself does not have a backing on it. It is sharp, so I can feel it when I pinch my nose or if I push down on it, but it doesn't bother me. I actually have gotten used to it, and I'm fine with that. I did have one minor problem where I had some long hair in, and I was rushing out the house to go somewhere, and I was bending down putting my son's shoes on, and my hair was down in my face, and I flicked back my hair and it yanked out my piercing right out. And before I could even think about looking for it, I ran and found my spare. I cleaned up my spare really nice and I placed that in. I didn't want to risk it closing up on me. I had no problem sticking it in. And also, I was surprised that the piercing did not bleed. I still have not had any bleeding. I had no bleeding at the time I pierced it, and I had none after. A couple days later, I was cleaning up my sunroom and I found my jewelry that I pierced it with, and I was so happy I did, because the jewelry I purchased from the beauty supply store, it started to discolor, and it also started to like sink into my piercing because the bar was so much shorter. And everything has been fine since then. It has not slipped out. That just made me more aware of it, and I have to be very careful with my hair. I advise you to keep the jewelry that you pierced it with in as long as possible. It takes about 2 to 4 months for a nose piercing to heal. During the healing time, you do get some swelling, you do get oozing, and that's why it's important to have that longer bar. That way you can turn it and move it, and you don't have that sinking in like I was having with the other jewelry. Be careful about the jewelry that you do choose. If you do plan on removing your piercing, purchased from the beauty supply store was not good whatsoever because it was not made out of steel. It was so pliable. I was able to like really bend it and move it. But with this jewelry piece, I know it's steel because I cannot bend it with my fingers. And also there was like another controversy about not using a gun at home, how bad it is for you to use a piercing gun, and the trauma that's caused on your cartilage. In actuality, that piercer I use is not a piercing gun. It's more like a little stapler. I just staple it in with my own pressure. Unlike the guns that you do see that shoots the jewelry right out with that blunt tip. The tip on the Amazon kit that I use is sharp and tapered. It's just like a needle, so it's less traumatizing. But to each his own. This was my choice. I wanted to pierce my nose at home, and I'm happy with my results. So disclaimer on infections. No, I did not get any infection. I actually didn't even have any I didn't have a lot of crust buildup or mucus or anything like that. I try not to touch my face, touch my piercing. Just keep your hands out of your face. That's also keep down on infections. Make sure you're washing your hands before you clean it as well. I got a lot of comments about, oh, it's going to get infected because I didn't go to a professional, and that's not true. I read an article not too long ago about a woman who went to a professional to get a nose piercing, and she ended up in a hospital with hepatitis B, in which she had to have a liver transplant. Hepatitis B is transmitted through blood and saliva. So whatever they were doing, they were not properly sterilizing their instruments. And that's the thing with the Amazon kit, it is sterile. The day I did the piercing, I did not wash my face that night, but the next day I did take a shower and wash my face. It's okay to get it wet. It say wait till 48 hours. I think I waited probably like at least 16 hours. Next, I want to talk about how I clean my piercing. I use spring water, and I also use natural sea salt. Here is the spring water I use. I advise you to use spring water or distilled water. I would not use purified water. I did one time and I could feel the difference. I felt like my piercing was a whole lot drying because, you know, purified water or tap water has more minerals in it versus just natural spring water. So I take my spring water along with my natural sea salt, and I use about 2 ounces of water in a glass cup, and then I take my sea salt and I eyeball it. I'm not sure how much the measurements is, but I'm pretty sure it's about half a teaspoon that I'm using. And I just take my Q-tip and stir it all up until it's dissolved. And I go and clean around the piercing, making sure I'm spinning the jewelry as I'm cleaning the front and back, or making sure there's no dirt or makeup left behind. In the beginning, for the first 2 weeks, I clean my piercing twice a day. Then I bump down to once a day. Now I only clean it with the sea salt whenever I wear makeup. And another question I got from so many people is about the pain level. Is it a 1 through 10? And honestly, I can't answer that because the thing about pain is all subjective. Everybody's pain tolerance is different. To me, it was a 1, but to you, it may be a 10. So I can't really say how painful it is. I'm not a person that's scared of needles. I did IVF and I had to give myself 3 shots a day. And that little piercing I did was nothing compared to what I was having to do on a daily when I did IVF. Somebody that's scared of needles, I advise you not to try this at home. And also, if you're underage, please have a parent present. Please, I'm gonna say it again, have a parent present. Do not do it on your own, and do not sneak, because that's when things go wrong. So guys, this pretty much wraps up my 1 month update on my nose piercing. I hope I was able to answer all your questions. And if I did miss your question, go ahead and comment down below and I'll answer that for you. Like this video and also subscribe if you're not subscribed. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.